Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back. Winter is fast approaching and we've got to get these concrete stairs colored and sealed. Alright guys, this video is not going to be a how-to acid color concrete video. There's a whole bunch of concrete professionals out there that I'm sure are going to do a much better job than I am. But this is going to be a representation of what a first-time homeowner who has done a little bit of research is going to look like doing this, and what you might expect if you're going to try to tackle something like this. If we make any mistakes along the way, we will be sure to share them with you, but essentially we're just going to be reading the directions and doing what it says to do. As far as what this Everstain product says, Everstain is a true reactive acid stain that chemically changes the color of the concrete. Works well on most concrete finishes and is known best for its ability to create marbled variations of color that are unique to every concrete surface. Apply with an all plastic parts pump sprayer. Spray on 2 thin coats in circular motion with irregular overlaps. Allow color to develop for 4 to 6 hours. And then neutralize the stain with a ProClean neutralizer. That would just be another product you'd have to buy from them, which is supposedly a lot more expensive, but a much cheaper alternative that we have found through research is just to use ammonia, and that will neutralize the acid in this. But basically, from what I understand, you put this on, let the acid change the chemicals in the concrete, it colors it. The longer you allow it to sit on there before you put the ammonia neutralizer on there, the darker it's going to get. So when you are happy with the color, that is when you go in, put the neutralizer on it, and it will stop the acid from continuing to darken. Now the color on this is called Malayan Buff, and it almost looks like Mountain Dew, if I'm being honest. Kind of a lemon lime looking color, kind of like a highlighter color, but once we get it on there, and the sun starts to hit it, it should start to change to the brown color that we're going for. Now I have no idea if this acid is going to destroy this sprayer, but it was only $10 from Home Depot. So we're gonna give it a try to get it down as quickly as we can, and see if we can use that disposable. I didn't want to go out and buy any special sprayer for this because if it does destroy it, this is going to be a one-time use for us. So let's go ahead and get this on here and start to see what it looks like. And I kind of like the little handheld thing here. This is there we go. Okay, circular motions, right? All right, so this is what that Malayan Buff looks like. Malayan? Malayan. immediately after applying 2 coats. They do say that it's going to end up looking exactly like it looks when it's wet, not when it's dry. But like I said, we're gonna give this about 4 to 6 hours before we put that neutralizer on it. So we'll see how much different it looks in 4 to 6 hours from it does right now. And then whenever you go to apply your sealer, they say it's really supposed to make that color pop. All right, so it has been exactly 4 hours, and as you can see, we have achieved so much more color than we did with that dry powder colorant that we used when we were stamping the concrete. This is more of what I had in mind when we started this project as far as color goes. So we have 2 more steps left to do. The first one is going to be to give this a quick rinse and wash off any excess. All right, now that we have sufficiently rinsed the steps, you can kind of get more of an idea of what these are going to look like once they are sealed, because sealing them is going to give them more of that wet look. So it's going to be darker brown than what we showed you earlier, just like this is right here. Now we need to go ahead and neutralize the acid. And from, again, research that I have done, I'm not saying this is how you should do it, but from what other people have said that you should do, is to mix 1 part of ammonia to 8 parts of water. So I've got 8 quarts in this bucket, and we're going to fill it up until it says 9 quarts. And then we are going to spread that around and really rub that into the concrete. And what I'm going to be using to spread this around and massage it into the concrete is my wife's favorite mop. If you can't tell, I haven't done much mopping in my lifetime. Let's do a little of this action. It's all gonna run downhill, right? Gotta make sure we get the face of these steps too. So this is what it looks like after we neutralize the acid. All we have left to do now is let it dry overnight, hope for no rain tomorrow, and get some sealer on it. Get this project wrapped up before winter gets here. All right, guys, it is the next morning, and as you can see, the stairs are completely dry, and we're about ready to start sealing. As you can see, they have definitely lightened in color. Hopefully, when we go ahead and put the sealer on, it darkens them back up to that nice dark brown. But one thing we need to do first is take a quick leaf blower and just blow off any excess dirt, dust, and debris that may have landed on here overnight. So the product we're going with today is called this Walt Tools Stamp Sheen 350. And one thing that I have heard that most people get into trouble with when they go to seal concrete, again, I've never done this before, so this is just what I've heard, is they put it on too thick, and that causes extreme bubbling and hazing. So when we go and put this coat on, we're really going to try to go very thin. Even if that means not hitting some spots as heavy as we'd like, we'll just come back and hit it with a second coat after the first coat has had a chance to set up. All right, so let's see how this goes, and hopefully we don't screw this up in the 11th inning. All right, so that was the first coat. We've let it set now for about 40 to 50 minutes. Word to the wise, don't start when you've never done something before on the step that most people are gonna see first. As you can see, we spilled a little bit here. We had uneven spray patterns on this first step. Once we got to the second, third, and fourth step, we started to get into a little bit more of a rhythm. So now I know what I'm doing. Hopefully we can smooth this out a little bit. But again, we don't want to put it on too thick. All right, guys, there we go. The concrete steps are finally finished. It took about 3 weeks start to finish to pour all of these steps one at a time, stamp them, and then after they were done and cured, we pressure washed them, colored them, and sealed them, and now they are well protected for winter. The color came out pretty good. I mean, they're a little bit more orangey than I wanted. I was kind of hoping for it to match the color of, you know, the trim work up there in that gable, but still looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. It blends in well with the sandstone, makes these rocks along the side here pop a little bit more. And overall, I think I'm pretty happy with it. Is it a professional job? Absolutely not. If I would have paid somebody to come in here and do it, I'm sure it would have come out a lot better than it did. But for doing it myself, I'm happy with it, and I can take pride in the work that we did here and knowing that we did it ourselves. But I think that's going to wrap up some of the landscaping videos for at least the remainder of this year. I'm sure you guys are getting tired of watching hardscaping landscaping videos. We'll get back to wood cutting and sawmilling videos here shortly. Speaking of wood cutting and sawmilling, just another reminder, we are going to be at the Paul Bunyan Show Friday, October 6th. We'll be there most of the day. We're going to have a scheduled 2 hours at the Metza Machines booth from 11 to 1. So if you guys are in the area or if you want to make the trip out, I'd love to meet you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, give me a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.